Hi Taurus, how are you guys? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to do a quick check-in reading for you guys. This is one of the shorter readings. I believe I already filmed your long one for the month, but I like to do a check-in for the singled and troubled in love. If you are singled, if you are not single or troubled in love, this reading likely will not resonate, so definitely go check out the regular reading, as well as the your other placements, sun, moon, rising. I don't know which one you're in here checking for, okay? But you have been a showstopper, all right? One of the highlights of the past few periods, due to the ecliptical cycle through Taurus and Scorpio, okay? As well as, Uranus, which is in the middle of your sign, causing huge upsets to probably a lot of things that were routine. Sometimes those upsets can be good, but it tends to also have an effect on our financial markets and things of that sort, changes in debates and things like this. And your sign has had a lot of interaction with a lot of the moon cycles lately. The new moons as well as the full moons, aside from just the ecliptical cycles, and it's just been a lot, I hope you're enjoying it. Uranus can cause sudden breakups, okay? It can also bring in like new exciting relationships. Sometimes when we're dealing with Uranian energy, those relationships are not meant to last under a typical fold. However, when you are following along with an elliptical cycle, you could actually have someone come in that is that might be for you in the long run, okay? Even though, Uranus is involved, or, depending on what you got going on in your chart. I'm not looking at your personal charts. Everything's pre-shuffled, but once I'm talking about you and looking at your chart, I like to give it another shuffle. I will be doing a specialty read, okay, for the new moon, which is, I believe it's on the 23rd, okay? I'll do an all signs reading for that. Okay, it will be a powerful one. It will be very close to the, it will be right inside the first few degrees of Sagittarius, very close to the Scorpio line, which is still your 7-7 sign. So like 7th, 8th house cusp, okay, issues and, some new beginnings. Expect some new beginnings to start, okay, around that time. I think they'll be fortuitous for you, especially on the relationship front, okay? They could involve somebody that you would have a deeply meaningful sexual relationship with. Whether or not it lasts, it is likely to be very important for your growth, something of this sort, okay? So even if you're singled and troubled and in dire straits right now, there's something about what's going on, especially as to you, that is meant to revolutionize your life in some way, okay? Your first house, all right? It may be visible on the outside as well to others, okay? It's that big, especially if you're born in the middle decan, all right? 10 to 20 degrees of Taurus, all right? My deck is upside down, so I'm gonna interpret these right side up, unless it falls out reversed. I don't like to deal with reversals in here, and my whole deck is upside down, so I'll call these out as soon as I'm done, and I will take time to look at the chart as well. I am seeing here in your like general disposition, okay, to the outside world, a 4 of Cups. So people may see you as a little bit, people may see you, or you may be acting a little bit like there's something lacking or missing. There may be some sort of rejection going on. It could be purposeful on your part, could be something else, but there's a feeling of discontentness, and this is, your reading and for love, so singled and troubled. So I'm going to say it's as to you, all right? The Hermit is in your exterior environment, so there may be somebody you're not talking to, or somebody with some Virgo in their chart that's in your exterior environment that's on your mind when it comes to the love front, okay? You're starting out here with the Sun. That is the happiest card in the deck, position 1, okay? The Chariot is crossing you, so there is some sort of challenge in moving towards the Sun, is what I feel like. And the Sun, again, is the ultimate happiness card in the deck, okay? October has been a rather intense month. I think that by the new moon, you know, in latter November, right, you know, next week, you know, it's right upon us. Will get a little bit better. October and from September, really since Pluto and Capricorn had a moon. There was a moon in Capricorn. I can't remember the exact date off the top of my head, several months ago. Started like this crescendo of aspects that have been rather a bumpy ride depending on what your chart aspects are, and what houses everything played off with since then. That's kind of, you know, etched in this, you know, transformation that is so big that it takes steps, like big steps. Anyways, you have the Chariot here. That is movement towards a victory. So I feel like you're either not with a person you love, or there's some sort of breakaway here that's necessary. The Chariot is one of the fastest moving cards in the deck, but it's also a very internal, soul-driven movement, okay? And for one reason or another, that is crossing you, all right? You have a blasted tower here in the heart of your read. That tells me that something traumatic happened, or you're afraid of something traumatic happening. More than likely, you're afraid of upsetting current structures that you have going in your life in one way or another, or something already happened. In the recent past, I have the Devil. That tells me that you're like possibly dealing with a Capricorn, or possibly dealing with some sort of bondage that you want to break away from, all right? And you're in the relationship front, some sort of obsession or addiction issues here in the recent past, okay? I see you very dreamy about love, okay? Overflowing, abundant love. You have an Ace of Cups crowning you. That is overflowing divine gift of love, all right? It is a spiritual type feeling. It is a endless cup, all right? That is fulfilled from the inside out, okay? So there are high expectations or high dreams in your mind here on the love front. But there's a problem with moving towards them for some reason, which I'm going to explore more of. You have a Three of Pentacles here in the near future, which is telling me that more than likely there's something you need to build here of, you know, the Three of Pentacles is sometimes a contract. It's sometimes a base, a friendship. It's sometimes a new base. So if you're trying to fix things with somebody you're with now, it could take it could need a new base, a new foundation to it, something that makes it feel more secure. The thing with the Three of Pentacles is it usually can't be taken down by the Tower. All right, and then you have a Two of Wands here in your hopes and fears. So I feel as if there is some fear on your part, Taurus, with talking either, or, you know, in conjunction with an offer or an opportunity that you want to give. Maybe like stepping forward to put yourself out there in some way is a little bit scary for you, and also something you're dreaming about. And I can tell it's a hope and a fear because it's showing up here in the hopes and fears. And with this Ace of Cups, it's a definite hope. But I feel like with this Devil in the background that there's some fears attached herein, okay? I feel like you may need to put an end to some sort of situation. There is a Ten of Swords, which is the end of a situation here, and the likely outcome. That's only if nothing changes and if this reading is resonating. Never force a story, especially on one of these fast tarot card reads, okay? These, I'm not doing the in-depth read that I do for some of the general reads, okay? Let's pull. You already probably, what are you filling out with here? Queen of Pentacles. You got somebody with Virgo on your mind? Somebody with Virgo in their chart on your mind, or some sort of domestication issue on your mind, possibly, okay? Could be anything with some earth in it, but you are an earth sign, you know, that is your domestic groove. There has probably been some upsets since 2017-18. You're looking for some stabilization and some happiness, and you need to move towards it, okay? On this Chariot, I am pulling with the Ten of Wands, all right? And that Ten of Wands is coming out in reverse, so I feel like you do need to drop some baggage here in relation to competition and maybe with that, Taurus, my card was full. You're by the time we get to this new moon, your ruler, Venus, is going to be in the sign of Sagittarius, which is, again, in your 8th house, okay? That is death, taxes, inheritance, legacy, deeply transformative sexual relationships. I do feel like there'll be some sort of new beginning where your mind and your heart can come together, your mind and your core, or your mind and your actions, like you can get to walking, because I feel like maybe you're in, you're stuck in this phase where you haven't taken a chance on something yet, okay? But there is something about dropping your defenses here, dropping baggage for a new beginning when it comes to competition, cattiness, possibly arguments with somebody that's on your mind right now, okay? The sun is the ultimate happiness in the deck, so it's like, yeah, you're popping here with the hanged woman, okay? You know, again, I already said you're in waiting mode and you're popping here for that, okay? As well as a 4 of Wands. So it's telling me it's in relationship to a new significant foundation. You could be considering moving in with somebody or getting married, or have be interested in like dating seriously and finding somebody, or only, I don't think that you're going to be dating unless it's somebody that really floats your boat on a long-term basis. I don't see any casualness about what's going on here, but there is some sort of waiting. You know, maybe one or both of you has been had cold feet in regards to bringing the relationship further. That could be the case for those of you that are single here. Oh, give me this tower. Let's see what's going on there. Give me this tower. On the tower, I get the tower. That means I'm on the tower. I got the tower. It's 2 towers. So that's my sign that I'm not allowed to pull something else, because it could, I have to just take it for what it is. Okay. There's like, you know, a lot of cards in here. So to pull the same card on the same card with 2 decks is, it's just, you know, I'm not allowed to pull anything else on that. All right. What's the double here? Could confuse other viewers if I pull more, or it could just be like confuse me as a reader to pull more on that. All right, the devil. With the devil, we have the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 8 of Pentacles. So I feel like some of you here in the past may have been gun shy about major commitments, maybe not considering major commitments, but your maturity level seems to want that. But there's something here that you're working on in regards to trying to deal with your defensiveness, okay? And some shit has happened here in the past, okay? Either in your current relationship or something here that you want to go towards, all right? But you do want a new beginning. The Ace of Cups is typically in relationship to a brand new relationship, in a relationship context, okay? If it's the same relationship, then you are contemplating and showing an ace, I'm sorry. I am showing a 8 of Swords on this Ace of Cups. I want 2 more, okay? And I am showing a karmic relationship. I'm not sure if you're in one now, or were in one in the past, okay? Or trying to reconcile one, but I do see some amount of risk is necessary here for you to get your options. And there's something that you're quiet about, or you feel like you can't speak about in regards to your options. It's like you're all tied up here in the mind, all right? Because I have an 8 of Swords, a Hermit in the reverse, and a 7 of Cups in the upright. So I do feel like you're thinking of, if there's somebody you're not talking to, you're thinking about coming out of not speaking on some issue regarding love here, okay? However, you're weighing up the options of how best to do it, or if you can do it. There's something here with that, okay? What is this 3 of Pentacles? Ooh, are you a daddy? Are you dealing with somebody that's a daddy? There is something here in regards to this 3 of Pentacles where there's something about your foundation of your life. Maybe you are a father, or you would have to, or you're thinking of dating somebody with children, possibly, or you're scared of being a father. You're scared of commitment, possibly, all right? Or somebody you're with is going through that, and there's some sort of rejection issues here going on, all right? This Four of Cups with this Knight of Swords is coming out, okay? And it's in the reverse, so I feel like you're not being hasty about expressing things here in the future for a new foundation or base. You know, I do feel like there's a kind of a stall out in something, and I'm not sure if it's on your part. I do feel like it might be on your part, okay? I don't know if you're afraid of rejection from a certain person, okay? Or you're afraid of expressing what you're not fulfilled about. Yeah, it's like you're not happy in whatever the current scenario is here, and there's either something that is being illuminated here for you in particular here about your ultimate joy and happiness and where it lies, okay? What brings you ultimate joy and happiness, and you're popping with so many here. Wow. Some of you could be worried about leaving a third party. Others of you, there is some transformation and feelings of abandonment, and how your own fears of abandonment have constricted you in a relationship front from either a reunification with somebody or celebrating joy. Okay. And I do feel like somebody on your periphery here, they could have fire in their chart, or be a fiery person in general, have a lot of charisma, attractiveness, but they're also very guarded, okay? This person may also be very wise, as well as spiritual, contemplative, or scholarly in some sense of the word. This person could be well read, but I do feel like there's some sort of block. There may be a block in communication with you and a person here, okay? This person may have a Sag on a major access point, meaning 1st, 4th, 7th, or 10th house, or hold on a second, give me the Queen of Wands here. Or you could have your emotions, you may feel like this person's blocked off from you. You may not be talking to them either because of somebody else in your life, or something that went off here about not wish fulfillment in regards to what this person may be chasing their wish fulfillment or represent your wish fulfillment. But I'm getting the feeling here that there's some sort of cut off or block here. Are you in some third party scenario? Or I do feel like whoever you're thinking about has a lot of protection around them, is very contemplative about the moves that they make, is not going to put themselves in a position where they hurt themselves, you know, or, you know, get into some love thing here where they hurt themselves. I do feel like this person and maybe a little bit guarded when it comes to love, all right? I do feel like this person also has some higher ground and is pretty, you know, there's some sort of confusion here. Either something backfiring, all right, with the way you were talking to somebody, or somebody feels like they having a hard time talking to you because of something you were letting off here. Okay, what is this Two of Wands? Okay, I do feel like this opportunity that you want to do, you know, you know, you may have got involved with somebody else and then it didn't work out, and be fawning over somebody from the past. One or more people here that's involved in this scenario may have backstabbed you, caused a lot of heartbreak, or you to some other person. But I do see like you want to make an offer of some sort of love offer here, all right, an investment here, but you're very worried that the scales aren't going to balance out, or the scales aren't balanced here in one way or another, okay, with something you've invested in. Or that if you leave, something will be unbalanced here, okay? Hang on, what is this? What is this? This may have to do with how you divvy up your time, okay? Or money or something of this nature, all right, with your investments. You may have to move money around to be with somebody or to invest in a relationship. You may have to travel to see somebody. Somebody may live at a distance, okay? But not necessarily so. But I get this feeling that you have to make a lot of moves kind of to be in a relationship, and something about that is like, okay, but I see a lot of protection here for you. But there's something maybe that you're feeling is unjust. I don't know if it's what you did to somebody else, or somebody else did to you, but I do see that you want to make an investment, or you feel like you made the wrong investment, or I'm pulling on this 10 of Swords real quick, okay? I see a lot of completions here. I do feel like some of you, for a victory and a new start, are going to have to make a decision about what your ultimate happiness and security is, okay? And that may require putting an end to a situation or changing something fundamentally that requires a lot of effort, but there is some decision making here to put an end to some current scenario, and that may be you. I do feel like this decision to end something has to do with you. Again, some of you may be stuck in a scenario where you're not really happy, and you know, the victory for the new start and chasing your dreams for ultimate happiness and security, about that requires that you make a decision, okay? To end whatever was causing you dismay here, all right? Give me this two of, hold on, let me just pull a different deck in case I get a repeater. Give me this two of Pentacles here. Yeah, I do feel like you need to talk to somebody, and it may be somebody that you're not in communications with, and there's something very heavy about the burden of what you're carrying around, and it may be related to your emotions. There are also maybe some financial stressors here affecting your relationship, or a move in your relationship, and coming in out of the cold and making a move to talk about what's really bothering you, or to end something with someone that you're unhappy with here is part of that decision, okay? And it's whether you're going to chase a victory with what you really want, and that does involve a new beginning with somebody, either the person you're with or with somebody new. Give me this 10 of Rods here. And something about speaking. Oh, I'm like getting some strong... Some of you may be in a marriage and you're thinking about asking for a divorce. For some of you, that may be true, but your major arcana card here is popping up. All right, that's the Hierophant, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage, okay? But there's some sort of blocking out of what is a heavy burden, what you're not talking about. All right, that's been a very heavy burden, all right? And I am getting that... It's a heavy burden not to talk to, like there may be somebody you're missing. Again, I'm popping with that Hermit here, all right? I'm also popping with the Queen of Swords, which could be related to an air sign, but more than that, relates to talking, right? And communicating, and wise counsel, wise advice, all right? And coming out of Hermit mode, or speaking on a possible commitment that you need to break with. You know, blocking out your feelings about that, and blocking out action on your part in regards to your relationship, or a relationship that you're in. I'm showing a lot of worry, that your thoughts are getting a little bit muddled, okay? Something may have happened in October or, you know, there may be some peace after the breakup and like restabilization or something of this sort, you know, by the fall. Something may have really hit you hard in the fall, okay, in regards to your own peace and harmony here in your life, okay. I am seeing for some of you that you may be involved with an air sign and you may feel, have felt tied up, but I see you coming out of that, all right, and restricted. Some of you may have felt restricted because you were already in a relationship and breaking up that relationship because you were living together or something like that was a problem. Some of you may have a child that has an air sign in them, okay, or some of you just could have been contemplating a decision for so long with your eye on the prize of something that you wanted that you weren't discussing that's going to come about here. So let me know how that goes, Taurus, all right? Can I have some final advice for my Taurus? You gotta make a choice. You gotta decide what you're gonna hold on to and what you're not. You're like tight in the grips of something, right? And Taurus can be like that, all right? And you are making an internal judgment call here, okay, on something pretty big, all right? And there may be some things to do with your love life or your foundations that you don't want to like upset the boat, but it looks like you're at a point where you're about to break over the tide from that, okay? I would expect that you have a watershed moment in your thoughts about what you want to do with this, if this is resonating for you, by that new moon, or actually start to do something about your feelings within 2 weeks of that new moon. Did I say full moon? That new moon in Sag, in the first few degrees of Sag, okay? Because I feel like you've already done a lot of thoughts, okay? And your advice here is to not dilly-dally around too long on a decision here that you've already contemplated for quite some time, okay? To speak out on what you can't let go of. That may be a person on your mind that you're not talking to currently. For others of you, that may be material things that you're holding on to in your mind, or your own just grips of, you know, your routines, your structures. A Taurus likes its routine. A Taurus doesn't like to have its routine upset too much. You know, once they get in a routine, you're a fixed sign. You're a creature of habit, and new things can be exciting but destabilizing. And once you have, like, you know, comforts, you hate to upset those things. But the Taurus here is ready to do something like that, okay? There's also suggestions here that you know, you get together with your friends, seek some advice, you know, and a little downtime with your friends, just to kind of lighten the load, okay, for yourself while you're, you know, preparing for whatever action you're going to take, and enjoy it. All right, Taurus? I love you guys. I'll see you later.